Concave from Claim Your Shero. I want to share something with you today that came out of a coaching conversation I had with a client. And of course, she gave me permission to share this with you. So she's been on this personal development, career change journey for quite some time. And what she's noticing is that her relationships are changing. Her friendships are changing. The conversation she's having at work, they're changing. And she's starting to feel a little lonely. And I totally get what she's talking about because I remember years ago I felt the same way. And a lot of the clients I work with, the women I work with who are making major changes in their lives, come to sort of like this, I don't want to call it a roadblock, but this point in their personal development and their personal evolution where they're feeling a little alone on that path. And, you know, here's the thing that happens, and you start noticing that the conversations that used to fill you and feed you, conversations about maybe what's happening in the world or what's happening with each other's lives, start to sound a little, let me say, like they're not going anywhere. They're not feeding you. They're conversations that are sort of superficial, and you want to dive deeper into conversation. You really want to get to know people at a different level. Or maybe, you know, sometimes you notice that you're hanging out with people that you used to love hanging out with, but all of a sudden you notice that in the conversations, you feel like you're constantly saying, hey, look on the bright side, or like you're consistently propping the person up. Oh my gosh, you're like this great, wonderful person, and look at the work that you're doing, but they are focused on what's not working, what's going wrong. So you sort of feel like, gosh, it's work hanging out with this friend. I'm trying to show them like what's possible for them and how amazing they are, and they're focused on everything that's wrong, you know? Or, you know, sometimes when you're on this journey of change, you know, you get tired of being in conversations that are about doom and gloom in the world, or like how work sucks, or, you know, the kids are driving you crazy, or just how things are not going right. And if you are in this place where you are clear about who you are, where you're going, like you're really wanting to live on purpose, it can feel like those old relationships are like fading a little bit. And I'm here to say that it's natural and normal that when you are evolving, the stuff that no longer works, that's no longer feeding you, that doesn't bring you like this sense of fulfillment, starts to sort of fall into the background. And so, yeah, you can feel a bit lonely because here's what's going on. Let me tell you what's going on here. Think about like a radio, and I know I'm dating myself by saying a radio. But if you think about a radio, you know, there are these different frequencies, right? There, the channels is like AM channels and then the FM channels. And these old conversations that you used to have, the old mindset that you used to have was, let's say, dialed in on the AM station. And you were perfectly fine there at one time in your life, but you have traveled, or you're operating at a different frequency, the FM frequency, a little higher frequency. And so, you know, it can, the other people, the old conversations, they can't dial into where you are. And it's challenging for you to dial into the AM because you're hanging out at FM. And you're like, don't you hear me? Don't you get what I'm saying? Look what's happening over here. and they're perfectly fine in their AM world. And so you're traveling in the world at a different vibration, a different frequency. And so that's kind of sort of what's happening when you are starting to change and evolve yourself, whether that is in the workplace, you are moving up the corporate ladder, or in your personal life where you are wanting more connection and real authentic relationships. So anyway, here's the thing that I want you to know, and I had to find out, is that you may feel a little bit alone right now, but that's temporary. Because there are people out there dialed in at the FM frequency that you are now going to start attracting into your life. And they are going to be attracted to you. And so just know that you're not alone. It's not going to last forever. Your people will find you. And let's say if you want to take an actual action step, right? Start going online and looking for your new people who are interested in pursuing life passionately, right? People who are wanting to grow their careers, build a bigger network, people who are wanting to be more creative in some way, whatever it is for you. Like, start to seek out communities, and your people are there. Okay? So just know that it's okay that you are no longer at the AM frequency, that you are like up there high, evolving into even greater frequencies. Okay, sister? So that's what I want to share with you today. That relationships change when you start to change. When you are evolving, when you're making shifts and you're showing up differently and you have a more positive mindset, then things are going to change because you're a whole different energy, okay? And so know that I have been there and I've come out the other side, and I worked with women who have been there, and now they have this amazing sisterhood around them, and so will you. All right? That's what I'm here to share. That's all I have to share today. So if this resonates with you, like the Claim Your Shero page, because I'll be doing more of these. And until next time, live by design, not default. Have a great weekend. Ciao.